the case emerged, many began to question the role of Crooks' parents in the incident. Could they be held responsible for their son's actions? This question looms large, especially considering the precedent set by the case of Ethan Crumbly, a high school shooter whose parents faced charges of involuntary manslaughter. Thomas Crooks, a young man in his 20s, used his father's AR-style rifle in the attack. The rifle had been legally purchased by his father, Matthew Crooks, back in 2013. In the days leading up to the shooting, Crooks's behavior didn't raise many alarm bells. However, his father, concerned about his son's whereabouts, called the police before the shooting occurred. This call, and what the parents knew during those critical moments, could be key in determining whether they might face legal consequences. Experts are still trying to piece together what exactly transpired between Crooks and his parents before the shooting. The family has been cooperating with federal investigators, which might provide more clarity in the coming days. Adam Garber from Ceasefire PA noted that the details of the call to local police could shed light on whether charges against the parents are warranted. This situation draws a chilling parallel to the case of Ethan Crumbly. Ethan Crumbly, a high school student from Michigan, shocked the world with a violent act that left 4 students dead and several others injured. Ethan's parents, James and Jennifer Crumbly, found themselves in a legal storm following the incident. They were charged with involuntary manslaughter, marking the first time in US history that parents of a school shooter faced such charges. Ethan Crumbly's story began on an ordinary day. He seemed like any other student, attending classes and interacting with his peers. However, beneath the surface, there were disturbing signs that something was terribly wrong. Ethan had access to a firearm, a Sig Sauer 9mm pistol, which his parents had purchased as a Christmas gift just a few days prior to the shooting. In the days leading up to the tragic event, Ethan's behavior raised red flags. Teachers noticed unsettling drawings and messages in his schoolwork. One such drawing depicted a gun, a bullet, and a person bleeding, accompanied by the words, "The thoughts won't stop. Help me." Alarmed, school officials called in Ethan's parents for a meeting. They were urged to take their son for counseling within 48 hours. Despite these warnings, James and Jennifer Crumbly did not remove their son from school that day, nor did they search his backpack for the weapon. On the day of the shooting, Ethan Crumbly brought the handgun to school. Surveillance footage captured the chilling sequence of events that unfolded that day. The footage showed Ethan entering a bathroom unarmed and exiting moments later with a semi-automatic handgun. What followed was a calculated and terrifying attack. During a class transition period, he opened fire, killing 4 students and wounding 7 others, including a teacher. The horror and chaos that ensued were unimaginable. According to the Detroit Free Press, students at Oxford High School were initially unsure whether the announcement of an active shooter over the intercom was real or part of a drill. This confusion added to the chaos and fear. At 12:51 p.m., the first of over 100 frantic 911 calls was made. Within 5 minutes, police arrived and took Ethan into custody, ending the violent spree. The entire community was left grappling with the aftermath of the violent act. In the days leading up to the shooting, several warning signs were evident but ignored by Ethan's parents. A teacher had noticed Ethan searching for ammunition on his phone during class and reported it to school officials. The school left messages for Ethan's mother, which went unanswered. Shockingly, instead of addressing the issue seriously, Ethan's mother texted him saying, "LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn not to get caught." In the ensuing investigation, it became clear that Ethan's parents bore some responsibility for the tragedy. They had failed to secure the weapon properly and ignored glaring warning signs about their son's mental state. Prosecutors argued that James and Jennifer Crumbly's negligence directly contributed to the deaths of the 4 students. The legal proceedings against the Crumblys were closely watched. The prosecution laid out a case that painted a troubling picture of parental neglect. The defense, on the other hand, argued that the Crumblys could not have predicted their son's actions and that the charges were an overreach. The court battles were intense, with emotions running high on both sides. As the Crumblys faced their legal reckoning, the case sent a powerful message to parents across the nation. It showed the importance of responsible gun ownership and the need for parents to be vigilant about their children's mental health and behavior.